Check this one out, folks. This is an interesting one. This is the 1940s Woodie in about 1/64th scale. Let's show you the size marker on that, about 3 inches, give or take. The interesting thing about this is normally when you're talking about a Woodie, you're talking about, well, a partially wooden car. Why? Because those were the materials available in the 1940s. What was not available? Hot orange, neon day glow orange. So it was an interesting choice that they made. I'm going to show you the card first off. See a little bit of stress up here, some scuffing and some what we call sticker residue on there. So obviously there was a sticker price tag on there at one point. I suspect you can probably get that out with some Goo Gone or some lighter fluid. Let it sit there for a second or two and then give it a couple of good wipes with a paper towel. We're seeing a little bit of scuffing right there as well. Barely noticeable when you zoom back out and display it on your shelf like this. Barely noticeable at all, if noticeable. I don't notice it here. But we look at that and we're close up to it. So if you spend all day about 1.5 inches away from these cards looking at them, then maybe it will matter to you. If you're going to put it on a shelf, if you're going to take it out of the car, then not going to matter at all. But we like to point it out. We like to have you have full knowledge of exactly what you're bidding on. Show you these corners right here. The very slightest of bend on that corner, and then of course a little bit of bend right there. Let's get the light on it. I want you to see. There you go. So you can see exactly how much. Over here, not nearly as much. But slight bends on the corner, and that's normal from when it falls and hits those corners. Not seeing any lifting of the bubble. And I do want to show you this car itself while we're in there. Great grain work on there. That carved wooden grain. That didn't even make sense. The the mold would have been carved to create the grain. There. I like that. I love that engine. It almost looks like there should be a surfboard right on top of there. The extra tire on the back. Now, why they chose to go with neon orange, I don't know. I'm not against it. I think it looks neat. I think it's just an interesting choice. Hey, look at that. I never noticed how that bubble kind of flares out like that. First, I thought that might have been the camera. It's not. It actually does flare out. Thought it might have been a fisheye effect on the camera lens, but no. But what it doesn't do is show any cracking or crush wear. Right here, yeah, see that? You might could hear it too. So it's got a little bit of a denting right there, and I don't think that's a manufacturing. I think that got just a little bit of a damage. Maybe it is manufacturing. Maybe they heat these up when they put the vacuum mold on, and maybe it cooled at the wrong rate, which would cause stress like that. But I don't think it is. I think it's just a little bit of crush wear. So be aware of that. If you're looking at it from this angle all day long, well, man, you are going to notice it, especially if you are less than 1 inch away. But if you're displaying it like that, you're never going to care or notice. We pointed out to you anyway, and then you can see, of course, bottom and all that copyright info. So there you go. Great car. Very interesting paint on this. Not something you say too often about these. Well, I mean, sometimes you do. Sometimes they're fantastic paints. But I think that's what stands out the most on this is the choice of paints. This is from the Hot Ones Hot Wheels Series 2011.